how's it going? Matthew Bailey Media here, and welcome to another 2025 movie review. And this time it is going to be on a movie that I was actually really anticipating this year, because I saw the first movie like a couple of years ago in 2022, right before I moved into this apartment, if you can believe that. And that is, of course, my review on The Bad Guys 2. Yep, that's right. This is the sequel to the 2022 DreamWorks animated film, and I gotta say, DreamWorks has been on a uphill scale lately when it comes to the amount of movies that they release and how well they do. Like, to me, the only movies that have come out since 2020, I would say, that came out from DreamWorks that were not too good in my mind were The Boss Baby Family Business, Ruby Gillman Teenage Kraken, Trolls Band Together, I think would be another one in my mind. And I guess if you count 2020, that also counts for the second Trolls movie. But other than that, every other DreamWorks film that has come out this year, like I said, The Bad Guys, Puss in Boots 2, The Last Wish, Kung Fu Panda 4. I'm trying to think of other movies that have come out from DreamWorks in the last couple years. Those are, and also The Wild Robot. I almost forgot about The Wild Robot. That was actually, I think, in my mind, in the last 5 to 6 years, The Wild Robot, I think, is my favorite of all the DreamWorks films that have come out since the pandemic started. But when it comes to this movie of The Bad Guys 2, so it takes place not long after the events of the first movie, and we sort of follow our main heroes who have now served their time and are trying to get welcomed back into society. But of course, it seems like because they were known notorious criminals, they're having a hard time, fitting in, and slight spoiler, I mean, we kind of saw it in the trailer a teensy bit, but there is sort of a little bit of a romantic tension between the main bad guy, Mr. Wolf, and the governor, Diane Foxington, who we learned in the original movie was the Crimson Paw, her backstory as the Crimson Paw does still play into this movie. And then we get introduced to these characters known as the Bad Girls, who their main leader, Kitty Cat, is trying to get the bad guys to do a heist, and otherwise that she sort of blackmails them with some information, which, again, going back to the whole Diane being the Crimson Paw dilemma, that she blackmails them into doing the heist, or she will release that info to the public. And so that's really the only spoiler I'm going to give for this movie. But aside from that, I still think this was a worthy sequel. Because, to be fair, it is based off of a book series. I haven't read the book series, apparently, but I hear it's really good. And I guess that makes sense, because this sequel, actually, in my mind, I still think I liked the first movie a teensy bit better when it comes to the two, but I still think they're both pretty on par with each other in my mind. And it even seems like they're hinting at a possible third installment to it, and honestly, this is the only other franchise besides Shrek, How to Train Your Dragon, and Trolls, if I'm not mistaken, that has gotten past the third installment to any franchise in DreamWorks history. Like I said, the first one we ever got in a franchise was Shrek, then we got How to Train Your Dragon, then Trolls, and now we're apparently getting The Bad Guys, it seems like, because they're the only franchise I know of that's confirmed to be getting a third installment, possibly. I guess it really depends on how well this movie does, which, based on the fact that it had the same production budget as the first movie, it only needs to make like $200 million, I think, just to break even. So, and seeing as how the first movie made over $200 million, and that tells you that it's probably going to end up in the same boat. But anyways, let me give you my rating of the movie. So, for my rating of The Bad Guys 2, like I said, definitely on par with the first movie in my mind. Just about the same length, sort of greatness as each other. So I'm going to give The Bad Guys 2 a 4 out of 5. Yep, 4 out of 5 is what I'm going to be giving this movie, and I gotta say, really looking forward to some of the other movies that I got left to see this year. So anyways, I will see all of you guys in the next video.